When you start VS Studio, the Intersections or Node view opens. Since this is the first time we are starting VS Studio, there is no intersection and no intersection version listed. Before we create the first intersection, we need to configure a few things, for example signal sequences, which we can find under traffic control data. As soon as we open the mask of the signal sequences, we see that nothing has been captured here either. We have different buttons at the top that allow us to perform different actions. The first thing we do is add a new signal sequence by clicking on the corresponding button. Later we will also import signal sequences. So, for example, we add a new pedestrian signal sequence here. We give the sequence a name and also a designation or tag, so that you can find them faster later. Here is an example, City of Bern. The sequence pattern is now predefined. Under the three dots menu, Edit Pattern, an editor opens in which we can view the sequence or sequence pattern in detail. For demo purposes, we capture an additional pattern here to define the behavior in standard dark. Shall it be handled as closed or open? In this example, we choose open and go back with save. Well, that was now a sequence for pedestrians. We are now doing the same for motorized individual traffic. We also assign a tag to this sequence, the same as before, City of Bern. Now we can also adjust the signal pattern for this sequence and open the sequence editor by double-clicking on the signal sequence as an alternative to the three-dot menu. We add another sequence pattern here. We activate a yellow chamber and the signal group changes from 2-chamber to 3-chamber signal group. On the graph at the bottom you can see the change when you increase the duration of the yellow. And also in this sequence we can add additional patterns for standard dark and standard yellow flashing. I define yellow flashing as closed, and save this to return to the overview. We have now defined 2 signal sequences. These can now be exported as standard signal sequences, saved, and shared with other project team members. Using the Import Signal Sequences button, I can also easily import sequences defined elsewhere. I select a prepared file, Traffic Control Settings, and select individual sequences from it using the filter. Here, for example, I can display all signal sequences from Iceland with the help of the tag. I select all the sequences that I want to import by activating the corresponding checkbox, and I now see a total of 5 signal sequences. I'm saving my definition. To pass my definition, I can also export it. I have to assign a name to the exported file. A colleague can use the import button to import and use this definition for his or her work. That's it. This is how easy it is to define, store and pass on signal sequences. Now we are ready to capture the first intersection for VS Plus.